Welcome to the third step of Innover UK CE Wizard. After this step you will meet all the requirements of the clause 6.3.2 personnel of the EN 1091. In short, the standard requires you that all the responsibilities, authority and relationship between your employees have been defined. In addition, you must make sure that your employees have the appropriate qualifications to perform their work. To meet these requirements, we are going to need three documents: FPC Manual Section 3.1, P. Personal Qualifications and Organization, and P. Qualification Requirements. As we have already downloaded the FPC Manual during the previous step, you are only going to have to download the two remaining files from the right sidebar. And after you have downloaded the files, move them in the subfolder P. Personal and Organization that we created in the previous step. And in this folder, we will store all files that have something to do with your employees' qualifications or experience. But before we take a closer look at what we have in the two files we just downloaded, let's open our FPC manual. And now that you have the FPC manual open, navigate to the section 3.1, where we have included a section that describes how you are planning to control your company's human resources. You will probably notice that this section, like a majority of our FPC manual, doesn't require any major modifications at all. It's kinda like specific enough to meet the standards requirement, but at the same time generic enough so that we have been able to guess how your company operates. Now we need to fill out the Figure 3 organization chart that we use to define relationship between your employees. If you do a welding, please do not concern yourself with the responsible welding coordinator box in the organization chart. We will come back to it later. But if you're not planning to include any welding in the FPC system, you can just remove this box altogether. A finished organization chart should look something like this. After having filled out the organization chart, make sure that the responsibilities in the table 4 are correct. We have included this table just to support what we will do next in the file P. Personal and Organization. You may also notice that we have included a section about identification of training needs and training of new employees that we are not going to go over in this CE Wizard. These are things that are highly recommended but are not absolutely mandatory for FPC certification or CE markings. They are here in a way to remind you that you must teach the new employees how the FPC system works and what is required of them, and also make sure that your new employees are qualified to perform the work they are assigned to. Now you can close the FPC manual as we are finished with it. Next, navigate to the file that we downloaded previously called P. Personal Qualifications and Organization that is located in the file P. Personal and Organization. This document consists of 4 different tables that are Table for Employees' Responsibilities and Authority, Table for Employees' Qualifications and Experience, Table for Subcontractors, and a Table for Welding Coordinators. The first table, Responsibilities and Authority, is used to assign employees responsibilities and authority in your organization. Now, assign the tasks listed in the table to someone. Naturally, you don't need to list each and every employee here, just the ones who have the ultimate responsibility of the given tasks. Also, include one or more assistants for each task. If you don't know who is going to be the partly responsible employee, think it like this. If the responsible person is on a vacation, who will be the one covering for him? You can basically do this in any way you like, and after you're done, it should look something like this. The second table, Own Staff, is used to list your employees and record their experience and qualifications. Now, list each and every employee who participates in one way or another in the order to delivery process of structural steel products. This includes design engineers, buyers, welders, shop managers, human resource department, and so on. For now, you can leave the columns for welding-related qualifications and the eyesight for NDT blank, as we will complete them in another step. After you have filled out the table, it should look something like this. The third table, subcontractors, is used to control your subcontractors. Now it's sufficient if you list each and every subcontractor who participates in the manufacturing of structural steel products. These include, for example, thermal cutting and painting. You can leave the column Approved Supplier blank at this time, as we will complete it in a later step when we discuss about purchasing and subcontracting. A completed table should look something like this. At this time, you can leave the fourth table alone, as we will complete it in a later step when we are discussing about welding. But if you don't do any welding, you can just remove the whole section. Now, after you have completed the first three tables, you can save the documents and close it. Next, in the same folder, open the file called P Qualifications Requirements. We have made this file because the standards require you to define qualification requirements for the key tasks and then make sure that your employees are qualified to perform them. At this point, we will not go over this qualification requirement in depth, and instead we'll get back to them in a later step. I just wanted to mention that we have included all the standard mandated qualification requirements in this single document. But if you have other tasks that are not already included in this document and you want to define qualification requirements for, list them in this document. But please, do not alter the existing requirements. And after you are done, just close the document and you're done with the personal